Stop spending these old 1-cent coins until you watch this video, because today we are going to reveal shocking information that most people don't know. These simple-looking pennies could be hiding serious value, and some rare versions have already sold for huge prices in the collector's market. In this video, we will show you the real history, secret errors, and hidden details that can turn an ordinary penny into a valuable treasure. We will also explain how to check your coin, how to identify rare features, and what makes these coins worth big money today. So watch till the end, because you might have a coin in your pocket that could change your life. The 1946 1-cent coin without a mint mark is a fascinating piece of United States coin history and an important coin for collectors around the world. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, because when there is no mint mark on a U.S. coin, it usually means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The year 1946 is especially important because it was just after World War II, a time when the United States was transitioning from wartime production back to peacetime, and the economy was starting to grow rapidly. The Lincoln cent design, created by Victor David Brenner, had already been in circulation for decades by 1946, but coins from this era still carry historical significance because they were used during a major turning point in global history. The obverse of the coin features President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most iconic and respected presidents in American history, and the reverse shows the classic wheat ears design, which is why these coins are called wheat pennies. The wheat reverse was used from 1909 to 1958, making the 1946 cent part of a beloved series among collectors. The 1946 no-mint mark penny is made primarily of copper, with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives it its traditional reddish-brown color. Over time, depending on how the coin was stored, it can appear in red, red-brown, or brown condition, and this color plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that remain bright red and have not circulated much can be worth significantly more than dark brown circulated examples. In 1946, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, so they are not extremely rare in circulated condition, but high-grade uncirculated examples are much harder to find and can sell for much higher prices. Collectors look closely at the condition of the coin, including how sharp the details are on Lincoln's portrait, the wheat stalks, and the lettering. Coins with strong strikes, full details, and minimal wear are highly desirable. Another important factor is mint errors. Some 1946 pennies may have errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or repunched mint marks on other mint versions. Error coins are extremely valuable because they are unique and rare, and collectors are willing to pay premium prices for them. In terms of value, a circulated 1946 penny without a mint mark might be worth a few cents to a few dollars depending on its condition. However, an uncirculated red example can be worth tens or even hundreds of dollars, especially if it has been graded by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Rare error versions have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on the type and severity of the error. This is why many collectors carefully check their old pennies instead of spending them, because even common-looking coins can have hidden value. The 1946 wheat penny is also popular because it represents the post-war era and the continuation of one of the longest-running U.S. coin designs. Many people collect wheat pennies by date and mint mark, and the 1946 Philadelphia issue is an important part of completing a collection. Some collectors also look for coins with beautiful toning or unique color patterns, which can increase the aesthetic appeal and value of the coin. If you have a 1946 1-cent coin with no mint mark, you should examine it closely under a magnifying glass, check for errors, and compare it with reference images from trusted numismatic websites or coin guides. Storing the coin properly in a protective holder can help preserve its condition and value. Getting the coin graded by a professional service can also significantly increase its market value and make it easier to sell to serious collectors. Overall, the 1946 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is a classic and historically important coin that continues to attract collectors worldwide. While most examples are common, high quality and error varieties can be extremely valuable, and you never know if the penny in your collection could be worth much more than its face value. This is why coin collecting is so exciting, because even a small 1-cent coin can carry history, beauty, and surprising financial value. The 1951-cent coin from the United States is an important and classic coin in American numismatic history, especially for collectors of Lincoln wheat pennies. This coin was minted during a period when the United States was experiencing rapid economic growth after World War II, and everyday coins like the 1-cent piece were heavily used in daily transactions. The 1950 penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has been used since 1909 and was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, the coin displays 2 wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, which is why coins from 1909 to 1958 are known as wheat pennies. In 1950, pennies were produced at 3 main mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, Denver coins have a D mint mark, and San Francisco coins have an S mint mark. The composition of the 1950 wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives the coin its classic copper color. Over time, these coins can appear in red, red-brown, or brown condition depending on how they were stored and how much they circulated. The color and condition of the coin play a major role in determining its value in the collector market. The 1950 penny is not extremely rare in circulated condition because millions of coins were produced that year. However, the real value comes from condition, mint mark, and errors. A circulated 1950 penny with wear and scratches might be worth only a few cents or a small premium above face value, but a well-preserved coin in uncirculated condition can be worth significantly more. Coins that are bright red and show no signs of wear are especially valuable and are often graded by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC. A high-grade 1950 penny in mint condition can sell for tens, hundreds, or even more depending on the grade and demand. Collectors are also very interested in error coins from 1950. Errors can include double die varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and other minting mistakes. A doubled die penny, where the letters or date appear doubled, is one of the most sought-after errors and can be worth a lot of money. Off-center strikes, where the design is not properly centered on the coin, are also popular among collectors and can sell for premium prices. Even small errors can make a coin unique and highly collectible. The 1950 wheat penny is part of a long-running series that many collectors try to complete by date and mint mark. Some collectors build complete sets of wheat pennies from 1909 to 1958, and the 1950 coin is an essential part of that collection. The historical context of the 1950s also adds to the appeal of these coins, as they represent a time of growth, innovation, and change in American society. In terms of market value, most circulated 1950 pennies are relatively affordable, but uncirculated and high-grade examples can be worth significantly more. Rare error varieties and top-grade certified coins have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on rarity and demand. This is why it is important to carefully examine any 1950 penny you find, using a magnifying glass to check for errors, strong details, and original color. Proper storage in coin holders or albums can help preserve the coin's condition and value over time. If you believe you have a rare or high-quality 1950 penny, you can consider sending it to a professional grading service to get it authenticated and graded. A certified coin is easier to sell and often commands higher prices in the collector market. Many collectors and investors see old copper pennies as both historical artifacts and potential investments, especially as copper prices and collector demand continue to grow. Overall, the 1950 United States 1-cent coin is a classic and beloved piece of American coinage. While many examples are common, certain high-grade, error, and rare varieties can be surprisingly valuable. Checking your old pennies could lead to an exciting discovery, and even a small 1-cent coin can hold history, beauty, and hidden financial value for collectors around the world. The 1952 United States 1-cent coin is a classic Lincoln wheat penny that belongs to one of the most collected and historically rich coin series in American numismatics. This coin was produced during the early Cold War era, a time when the United States was rapidly expanding its economy, industry, and global influence. The 1952 penny carries the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that has symbolized American democracy and leadership since its introduction in 1909. The reverse side features the iconic wheat ears design, which represents prosperity and agriculture, and this design remained in use until 1958, making the 1952 coin part of the beloved wheat penny era. In 1952, pennies were minted at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your coin has no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. A D mint mark means it was minted in Denver, and an S mint mark means it was minted in San Francisco. These mint marks are very important for collectors because some mints produced fewer coins, making certain varieties more desirable. The 1952 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the traditional copper appearance. Over time, these coins can change color depending on how they were stored, appearing red, red-brown, or brown, and the color plays a huge role in determining collector value. Most 1952 pennies were heavily circulated, so worn examples are common and usually have modest value. However, coins that remain in excellent condition with sharp details on Lincoln's portrait, the date, and the wheat ears can be worth significantly more. Collectors pay premium prices for uncirculated coins, especially those with original red color and no signs of wear. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can certify these coins, and a high-grade certified 1952 penny can sell for impressive prices in the collector market. The real excitement for collectors comes from errors and varieties. Some 1952 pennies may have double die errors, where the date or letters appear doubled, making them highly collectible. Other errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and weak strikes. These minting mistakes create unique coins that can be worth many times more than normal examples. Even a small error can turn a common penny into a rare collectible item that attracts serious coin collectors and investors. The 1952 wheat penny is also important for people who collect complete date and mint mark sets. Many collectors try to build full sets from 1909 to 1958, and the 1952 coin is a key part of that journey. Because it comes from a period of American growth and technological advancement, it also carries historical and emotional value for collectors who love coins with a story behind them. In terms of value, a circulated 1952 penny might be worth only a few cents or a small premium, but an uncirculated example in top condition can be worth tens, hundreds, or even more. Rare error varieties and top-grade certified coins have sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on rarity, demand, and condition. This is why many people search through old jars of pennies, hoping to find a hidden treasure among common coins. If you own a 1952 1-cent coin, it is recommended to examine it under magnification, check the mint mark, look for doubling or unusual features, and store it in a protective holder to preserve its condition. Cleaning the coin is not recommended because it can reduce its value. Instead, preserving its natural color and surface is the best way to maintain its collector appeal. Getting the coin professionally graded can increase its value and credibility when selling to collectors or auction houses. Overall, the 1952 United States Lincoln wheat penny is a timeless and historically meaningful coin that continues to attract collectors around the world. While most examples are common, the right combination of condition, mint mark, and errors can make a 1952 penny surprisingly valuable, and it remains one of the most exciting coins for beginners and experienced collectors alike. The 1953 1-cent coin with the D mint mark is a classic Denver Mint Lincoln wheat penny that comes from an interesting period in American history when the country was moving forward with confidence and economic strength. This coin was produced in Denver, which is why the small letter D appears under the date on the front side of the coin. The Lincoln cent design had already become a symbol of American currency by the 1950s. And millions of people used these pennies in daily life, from buying groceries to saving them in jars at home. The front of the coin shows the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected leaders in United States history, while the back features the traditional wheat ears design that symbolizes agriculture, prosperity, and growth. The 1953 D penny was made with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which gives it a warm copper color that many collectors love. Over the decades, these coins have developed different surface colors depending on storage and circulation, ranging from bright red to red-brown and dark brown. Collectors pay special attention to these colors because a bright red uncirculated coin can be far more valuable than a heavily circulated dark brown one. The Denver Mint produced a large number of pennies in 1953. So common circulated examples are easy to find, but high-quality examples are much more difficult and desirable. When evaluating a 1953 D penny, collectors look closely at the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the clarity of the date, the mint mark, and the wheat ears on the reverse. Coins with full details and know where are highly prized. The grading of the coin is extremely important, and professional grading services like PCGS and NGC can certify the condition, which often increases the value significantly. A high-grade mint state 1953 D penny with original red color can sell for impressive prices in the collector market. Another exciting aspect of the 1953 D penny is the possibility of mint errors and varieties. Some coins may show doubled lettering, doubled dates, or other doubling effects that were caused by mistakes during the die creation process. Other errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, weak strikes, and other unusual features. Error coins are very popular among collectors because they are unique and often much rarer than standard coins. A strong double die or dramatic error on a 1953 D penny can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity and condition. In terms of value, most circulated 1953 D pennies are worth only a few cents or a small premium over face value, but uncirculated examples can be worth much more. A well-preserved red mint state coin can be worth tens, hundreds, or even higher amounts, especially if it has been certified by a grading company. Rare error varieties and top population graded coins have sold for large sums at auctions, sometimes surprising people who thought they only had an ordinary penny. The 1953 D wheat penny is also an important coin for collectors who try to complete full date and mint mark sets of Lincoln cents from 1909 to 1958. Many collectors enjoy hunting for each year and mint mark, and the 1953 D is a key part of that collection. Because it comes from the early 1950s, it also represents a time of American optimism, technological progress, and cultural change, which adds historical and emotional value to the coin. If you own a 1953 D 1-cent coin, you should inspect it carefully with a magnifying glass. Check for doubling, unusual marks, or strong details, and store it in a protective holder to preserve its condition. Cleaning the coin is not recommended, because cleaning can remove the original surface and reduce its value. Keeping the coin in its natural state is the best way to maintain its collector appeal. If you believe your coin is high-grade or has a rare error, sending it to a professional grading service can help authenticate it and maximize its selling price. Overall, the 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny is a beautiful and historically meaningful coin that continues to attract collectors and investors. While many examples are common, the right combination of condition, color, mint mark, and errors can make a 1953 penny surprisingly valuable, and searching through old pennies can sometimes lead to an exciting discovery that turns a simple 1-cent coin into a treasured collectible. Imagine holding a small copper coin in your hand that has traveled through decades of American history, passing through countless hands, stores, and homes. The 1955 1-cent coin with the small D mint mark is one of those coins that quietly witnessed the daily life of millions of Americans during the mid-1950s. The tiny letter D under the date tells us that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility that played a major role in producing coins for the growing United States economy. At that time, America was experiencing prosperity, new technology, and rapid development, and even simple pennies like this were an essential part of everyday transactions. The design of the 1955 D penny features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, a symbol of leadership, unity, and freedom. On the back, you can see the classic wheat ears design, which represents agriculture, stability, and the backbone of the American nation. This wheat reverse design was used for nearly 50 years, and collectors today call these coins wheat pennies, making them some of the most beloved and collected coins in the world. The 1955 D penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich reddish copper appearance. Over time, these coins have developed different tones and surfaces, from bright mint red to red-brown and deep brown, depending on how they were stored and circulated. Coin collectors carefully study these colors because a coin that still looks bright red after decades is much rarer and far more valuable than one that has turned dark from heavy use. When collectors evaluate a 1955 D penny, they look at every detail, including how sharp Lincoln's face looks, how clear the date and mint mark appear, and how strong the wheat ears and lettering are on the reverse. A coin with crisp details and nowhere is considered mint state and can be worth significantly more than a worn coin. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC can certify these coins, and once graded, their value often increases because collectors trust the grade. The year 1955 is especially famous in the coin world because of the legendary 1955 double-die penny, which is one of the most famous error coins in U.S. history. While the famous double die is usually from the Philadelphia Mint, collectors still carefully examine 1955 D pennies for any doubling, unusual marks, or mint errors. Errors such as doubled lettering, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and weak strikes can make a coin extremely valuable. Even a small error can turn an ordinary penny into a rare collectible that sells for hundreds or thousands of dollars. In terms of value, a circulated 1955 D penny is usually worth a few cents or a small premium, but an uncirculated coin in excellent condition can be worth tens or even hundreds of dollars. Rare error varieties and top-graded mint state examples have sold for large sums at auctions, especially when they have beautiful color and sharp details. Some collectors and investors search through old coin collections, jars, and inherited coins hoping to find a rare 1955 penny that could be worth serious money. The 1955 D wheat penny is also a key coin for people who build complete Lincoln cent collections from 1909 to 1958. Each mint mark and year tells a story, and the 1955 D coin represents a time of American optimism, family life, and economic growth. For many collectors, these coins are not just money, but pieces of history that connect them to the past. If you have a 1955 D 1-cent coin, it is important to examine it carefully with a magnifying glass, check for doubling or unusual features, and store it in a protective holder to preserve its condition. Never clean the coin, because cleaning can destroy its original surface and reduce its value. If you believe your coin is high grade or has a rare error, sending it to a professional grading service can help authenticate it and maximize its value when selling to collectors or auction houses. In the end, the 1955 D Lincoln wheat penny may look like a simple old copper coin, but it carries history, beauty, and potential hidden value. Sometimes, a tiny penny can become a big treasure, and that is what makes coin collecting so exciting for millions of people around the world. Thank you for watching this video, and if you love rare coin information and hidden money discoveries, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin value guides.